A major update in the murder of a young pregnant woman out in Michigan whose closest relatives are accused of killing her. Her sister, the woman who first reported Rebecca Park missing but was later arrested for lying to police, has had her charges dropped. We are digging into her alleged connections to her pregnant sister's disappearance, what she apparently told investigators, and why she is in the clear for now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. All right, before we go any further, I got to tell you about this sponsor, this app that I think you're going to love. It is called Upside. Why do I say that? Because you get cash back. You get extra cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, takeout. So here's what you do. You download Upside for free. You claim an offer at one of their 100,000 plus locations. You pay like normal with your card. You verify the purchase, and just like that, money back. So say I need to get gas or I want takeout one night, I'll search for Upside offers first. And after I spend, money appears in my app that I can transfer right into my bank account. And Upside's frequent users, they earn an average of $254 back a year. So to start getting your cash back, click the link in the description or scan the QR code. Make sure to use promo code SIDEBAR because you'll get an extra 25 cents bonus on every gallon on your first tank of gas. So we've been closely following this homicide investigation in northern Michigan. Rebecca Park. She was reported missing in November of 2025. She was due to give birth to a baby boy, her third child, at any time, and when family and friends couldn't reach her, her sister Kimberly called the police. Search parties were formed, extensive searches were conducted in the rural area of Boone Township. Weeks later, Rebecca's mutilated body was found beneath a pile of leaves in the woods, not far from her birth mother's home. Her baby, nowhere to be seen. His little body, never been found. And even before Rebecca was found, state and local authorities, they were already looking into her family, especially her birth mom, Cortney, and her stepdad, Brad. Cortney had given Rebecca and her younger sister, Kimberly, up when they were young. They'd been adopted by the Parks. But Cortney had reportedly recently indicated she wanted to rekindle this relationship, spend more time together. So now the question becomes, did that seemingly innocent connection lead to Rebecca's murder? I want to dive deeper into this. I want to dive deeper into the allegations against several of Rebecca's family members, but I also want to focus on Kimberly, okay? She was actually one of the first to be arrested and charged in connection with Rebecca's killing, but not directly, not for having anything to do with it per se. Instead, she was locked up for apparently lying to police. That was the allegation. Kimberly had been charged with tampering with evidence in a criminal case, lying to a police officer during a criminal investigation, and falsely reporting a felony. Now, local media outlet Up North Live was in court for Kimberly's preliminary hearing on May 22nd, where the charges against her were thrown out. Up North Live reports that both the prosecution and the defense requested that this case be dismissed, and the judge agreed to drop the charges without prejudice, meaning the charges could be brought again. They could be refiled, but for now, Kimberly's free. In a statement to Law&Crime and Court TV, the prosecutor's office had this to say, quote, "The Wexford County prosecutor's office has stipulated to dismiss without prejudice its own charges against Kimberly Park at this time. A dismissal without prejudice means the prosecuting agency may refile the same or similar charges at a later date. The prosecutions of Cortney and Brad Bartholomew will continue before the court, and a decision whether or when to recharge Kimberly Park will be made in accordance with the pursuit of justice." So how did Kimberly end up in this position, right, in the first place? I want to go back to November 25th because that's the day that Rebecca's body was discovered. Now, she was actually found by her birth father, her half-brother, who'd been out searching dirt roads and wooded areas near the Bartholomew home. And Rebecca was reportedly last seen getting into a car outside the house after running errands with Cortney. And to understand Kimberly's position in all this, we got to try to untangle the strange web of relationships, okay? So at the time that she went missing, Rebecca was reportedly engaged to a man named Richard Fowler, who's believed to have been the father of her child. Now, Fowler had apparently been in a relationship at one point with Cortney, Rebecca's mom, and with Kimberly, her sister. All three women apparently at some point believed they were in a committed partnership with Fowler, who, by the way, is a registered sex offender. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. Okay, now Fowler was arrested the same day as Kimberly, but again, not for any sort of connection to Rebecca's murder. Instead, as police were investigating, they allegedly uncovered a drug operation and arrested Fowler on 2 counts of delivery of meth. So an investigator from the Michigan State Police spoke with several family members, and he and another detective sat in his car with Kimberly on the evening of the 25th trying to determine exactly what she knew, when she knew it, and what she'd said to others and on social media. And according to an affidavit that was filed against her, Kimberly reportedly participated in several TikTok live streams about the case. The affidavit says, on Saturday, November 22nd, 2025, Kimberly Park made statements on a social media live broadcast that she was aware of information that Cortney Bartholomew and her husband Brad Bartholomew had something to do with Rebecca Park's disappearance. Detective Peace Corps interviewed Kimberly Park on the same date, and she reported that Cortney and Brad had struck Rebecca Park in the head to cause her to have a seizure. And when they were unable to revive Park from the seizure, Brad contacted a friend who came and picked up Rebecca Park's body and took it away. Park said that Brad had said something about a swamp. But when this other detective interviewed her days later, her story had changed. And just going to give you a heads up here, some names and other details, they were muted by law enforcement before they sent us the raw video, but that includes Fowler's name.
What do you think happened to your sister?
I honestly think Cortney and Brad are responsible.
Why do you think that?
Because of Cortney's comment that she wanted that baby no matter what.
Okay. I'm sorry. She wanted that baby no matter what?
She was well convinced she was taking that baby regardless.
Okay, so Cortney wanted to take Rebecca's baby, right? Okay. And how did she say that? Is it something that she posted or she said that?
Straight to mine and Rebecca's faces.
Okay.
We were out there Saturday for this dinner.
So how was she going to take it? Did she say how she was going to take this baby?
She never said how she was going to. But when I told Peace Corps the other day that Cortney and Brad were responsible, I had a feeling she was nearby.
You had a feeling she was nearby? Like geographically nearby? Like close to the location you were at?
Close to Cortney and Brad's
house? Okay. Why did you tell Cortney that Rebecca left? Like, went to Tennessee?
I never said that to Cortney.
You never said that to Cortney?
No.
Okay.
Cortney was starting a rumor about it.
Okay. Did you ever tell Cortney that you were in the car that picked her up?
No. That's the car that I drive.
Okay. But you never told her that you were in the car that picked her up from the house?
No, Cortney was trying to say I was. I never was. I was here. I talked to my baby daddy and I went to bed. I got up for work the next morning.
Never left the house?
Cortney called me while I was here saying that Becca got in a car with somebody.
Now, Cortney would allegedly later tell a detective that she made up the story about the black car. This is according to the incident report. I will tell you it's unclear whether Kimberly knew whether or not Kimberly was allegedly lying when she relayed that information to the police. But in the body camera footage, Kimberly can be seen telling the detective that this is a frame-up.
The other question I have a lot of other questions for you. Like I just wanted to figure out why Cortney would tell me that. Is that too bright for you? Why she would tell me that?
Because she wants to frame me.
She wants to frame you?
Mm-hmm.
You reported to the police that your mom said that she hit your sister over the head. Did you make that report?
I made the report and that's what they told me that they did.
Who told you that?
Cortney and Brad, straight out.
Cortney and Brad told you what? Tell me what they told you straight out.
That they were the ones that hit her. They were the ones that, from what they said, murdered her. And they were taking the baby, and now they were just playing this game of how to get rid of this baby, get rid of her.
When did they tell you that?
The day after she disappeared. But they threatened me and my daughter to stay silent.
Okay.
My adoptive mom promised me that nothing was going to happen to my daughter, so I could tell.
Okay, so you're telling me that Cortney and Brad confessed to you that they killed Rebecca.
And Cortney's been saying for the last couple months that she was taking this baby no matter what. No matter the measures.
you're lying. I mean, we could start there. Okay? That's not true. They did not tell you that. Okay? So we're going to have to get to a point where we can actually talk to each other and just tell the truth. Because you want truth from me and I want truth from you. And we're at a point right now where you're in some, okay? You're not under arrest or anything like that, but I need to get to a point where if Kimmy is going to be honest with me, I'll do whatever I can to help Kimmy out if she's not the one that actually killed her. Okay?
I wouldn't do that to
Okay. All right. But I can tell you right now that Cortney and Brad are not going to confess a homicide to you. That doesn't happen.
I don't know if it was a confession or...
No, it didn't happen. Okay, we're not going to play games right now. I didn't come here to play figure it out detective. I've been doing this for 30 years now. Okay? So, let's start from the beginning and you tell me what happened. Okay? And then I'll figure out how culpable you are and what, if anything, I can do to help you. But I can tell you right now, honesty is the only thing that's going to help you right now. Telling me a bunch of lies about Cortney and Brad admitting that they did this, that ain't going to work. People that do this, they don't tell people. Okay? I know you were involved. You need to tell me to what degree. We have a lot of evidence right now. Okay? I'm not going to tell you what the evidence is, because that's not how the police work. The police work like this. You tell me something, I'll tell you something. And then I'll do what I can to help you out. Can't make you any promises, but I need to know if it was an accident and not something that you intended to happen, or if you were just physically present when it did happen. Now is the time to talk to me, because this is your last chance.
The detective confronts Kimberly with the information about her being in a sexual relationship with Fowler, again, her sister's boyfriend, and she seemingly admits, yeah, it's true, and then allegedly claims that Fowler killed Rebecca and the baby so that he and Kimberly could be together. Now, as a reminder, Fowler's name is muted in the body cam footage, but take a look.
I knew she knew anyways, from the way he acted. But I never hurt my sister.
Your sister?
I don't know if he did or not. He shut me out ever since she left that night. He refuses to talk to me. The only time he ever talks is sending me threatening messages.
I know that you're involved in this.
I'm not involved in this. I would never hurt my sister. I love her way too much.
Then who did it?
I don't know who did it.
Okay, so now the detective lets Kimberly go inside the house to use the bathroom. When she comes back out, she is immediately put into handcuffs.
Put your hands behind your back.
Yeah.
This one doesn't look full tight. Yeah. Okay. This is right here. Be careful. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. So you're under arrest because you can't knowingly provide false information to the police when they're investigating a missing person complaint that results in a homicide. Okay? So you can't do that. So that's a no-no. So I'm not talking about you not being honest with me in the beginning. Okay? I'm talking about the information that you intentionally provided to the detective on the behalf of, I guess, I don't know, do we call him your boyfriend? I mean, it kind of sounds like you guys were boyfriend, girlfriend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Mirandize you now, okay? Because now you're under arrest. And if it makes sense to you, I had to arrest you. I didn't want to arrest you right now, but I had to arrest you based on the information that you gave me, okay? I couldn't not arrest you now that you told me that you intentionally told the police a false story to cover for him because you guys, were doing this thing to where you were going to eventually be together. Okay, I wouldn't be doing my job as a police officer. Okay, do you understand these rights that I've explained to you, Kimmy?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to talk to you about what we already talked about, okay? So are you willing to give up these rights and answer my questions at this time?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Why did you tell Cortney that you were in the car?
I never said I was in the car to her. She's
Okay.
the last person I'd rather talk to.
So she lied to me.
Yes, she did.
Okay. Why did you intentionally give the detective, do you know which detective I'm talking about?
Mr. Peace Corps.
Why did you intentionally tell Mr. Peace Corps that Cortney was involved in this? Why did you do that? And why did you tell her that Cortney and Brad did this?
And if I didn't, I was gonna end up like her.
And what did you interpret that to mean, that you would end up like her?
Just disappear.
Just
With no explanation.
Just disappear with no explanation. And when you refer to her, who are you talking about?
My sissy,
Your sissy is who?
Rebecca.
Rebecca. Okay. Now, what types of discussions and plans did you have about getting her out of the picture so the two of you could be together?
The only thing was dump her and leave her.
Dump her body?
No. Like break up with her.
That's the only thing you said to him?
Yes.
Okay. So now, when she went missing, say to you after she went missing?
He didn't say anything.
No, I mean, what did he tell you when you asked him about it?
All he said was, I took care of it. Don't worry about it.
He said, I took care of it. What did you interpret that to mean? What did you think that meant?
I thought he just broke up with her. And she just randomly dipped out. Not he killed her. He wouldn't tell me what happened. His only answer, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You don't need to know anything, so you can't go down for it.
Well, he told you to lie for him to the police. That was a horrible idea of his, because now it got you in trouble. That's why you're sitting here in handcuffs. So if he told you other things, I mean, he really screwed you over here. He even left your baby's daddy's card at the scene. Like, I mean, tell me that's not intentional. Like, that looks not so good. Like he's trying to, make it look like it was somebody else, where it turns out the guy whose card it was couldn't even have did it because he's in prison, but his baby's mama isn't in prison, and it points the finger back at you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, he made it look like you were involved.
I wasn't involved. I don't know what he did. If he would have told me that he did something to her, I would have instantly gone to the police. But he wouldn't give me a straight-up answer.
So Kimberly says she wants to continue her interview with the detective that she originally spoke to. This is Detective Peace Corps. So they take her to meet him. That part of the interview wasn't released on video, but here's what she reportedly said. This is per an affidavit. Quote, Kimberly Park identified that on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, while she was at Richard Fowler's home, he told her that he killed Rebecca Park and that he wanted to protect Kimberly by not sharing details with her. Park identified that during a different conversation with Fowler, he had told her that something went wrong while trying to cut the baby out of Rebecca. She reported that Fowler told her that another man had helped him with Rebecca. Park said that Fowler had also been encouraging her to mislead the investigation, and it was the reason she was sharing misleading information on social media live broadcasts. Park told Detective Peace Corps that Fowler was becoming concerned about the investigation getting close to him, and that on the Thursday or Friday before Saturday, November 22nd, 2025, Fowler assisted her with the creation of her accusation that she made to Detective Peace Corps during the interview on that date. So after she was charged with tampering with evidence and lying to police and making a false report, she posted a portion of a $5,000 bond and she was released on December 3rd. This is per 9 and 10 News. Now those charges have been dropped. The investigative report includes notes from a couple of interviews that were conducted with Fowler, okay? And on the day Rebecca's body was found, the document says, quote, Redacted explained that a lot of what he knows is because of what Kimmy and Cortney have told him. He said he didn't know his fiancée was dead until today. So Fowler agreed to take a polygraph, which we have since learned from the police report he failed. And at the same time, investigators learned of Kimberly's arrest and her accusation that it was Fowler and Cortney who killed Rebecca. So that's when Fowler was taken into custody on suspicion of murder. He was never officially charged with that crime, though. A few weeks after his arrest, this is according to court records, Rich posted part of a $25,000 bond and was released. But now the question is, what about the main suspects in Rebecca's brutal murder, Brad and Cortney? Well, they're both still locked up after prosecutors argued at a hearing last year that they were too dangerous to let out.
In this case, we have two individuals that created a plan. They conducted research. They brought Rebecca Park to their home. They forced her into a vehicle and took her into the woods where they stabbed her, forced her to lie on the ground while they cut her baby out of her, ultimately causing her death and the death of the baby. This is as heinous and as awful a case as it could be. And I don't believe there are any circumstances in which Mr. Bartholomew should be granted any bond.
Earlier this month, there was a hearing that was held to discuss the defendant's competency. That's where they're capable of understanding the charges against them, assisting in their own defense. And according to Up North Live, that hearing was private. The media, the public, they weren't allowed in, and what was discussed wasn't released. You can talk about privacy issues there, you're dealing with mental health. But Brad and Cortney, they both face charges of first-degree murder, felony murder, torture, unlawful imprisonment, assault with intent to cause a miscarriage or stillbirth, and removing a dead body without a medical examiner's permission. During the investigation into Rebecca's disappearance and then murder, Brad and Cortney apparently pointed the finger at each other as being the perpetrator of what I think would appropriately be called an evil crime. Because in an affidavit filed in Brad's case, quote, he said that Cortney was talking to him about how she and Rich did something horrible, but she wouldn't tell him. He claimed that once the story of Rebecca came about of her being missing, he began to put two and two together. Bradley reported that Cortney threatened that if he said anything, she'd make his life hell. But eventually, Brad allegedly admitted that he and Cortney were the ones to drive Rebecca out to the woods. Now, he's adamant that he didn't do anything violent and that this was all Cortney. So the affidavit reads, quote, Bradley described that the actual stabbing began when Cortney just grabbed the knife and started stabbing at her. The knife had been down on Cortney's right. He said she stabbed her in the chest as far as he knew, but said he jumped out of the truck when Cortney started swinging, so he wasn't sure. The charging documents also reveal that Cortney may have planned to keep the baby for herself. That's another layer to this. According to Brad, Cortney apparently wanted a child, and they couldn't adopt because of his sex offender status. Yes, by the way, he's on the sex offender registry too, another component of this story. So the affidavit says, Bradley agreed that he believes that Cortney is capable of slicing open her own flesh and blood and taking a baby out. He agreed that Cortney is obsessed with wanting another baby in her care and custody. He also agreed that it was a good possibility she could attack Rebecca and cut a baby out of her. Now, the investigative report indicates that this baby did not survive the brutal attack on the baby's mother. Brad allegedly told detectives that he never heard the baby cry, never saw it move, claimed that the child's body went back with them to the house where Child was put into a small cooler bag and eventually put into a dumpster. His body has never been found. Brad, at one point, took these two detectives to the scene of the crime. It's captured on tape. But he's kind of vague about how and why exactly he, Cortney, and Rebecca ended up in this wooded area. And he also apparently showed them locations of at least two dumpsters where he allegedly disposed of the knife that was used to stab his stepdaughter.
First section here where you pull up and go to the right. Go to the right. And that's the dumpsters in right there.
So first right and the dumpster right here on the left. The GFL dumpster? Okay. And how did you pick this particular apartment complex and that dumpster?
My wife used to live here.
Okay.
And she just said fall into the first one.
Okay. And when was it that you disposed of that knife?
Wednesday,
Okay.
the 5th.
Wednesday the 5th. Okay. So it was a couple days after everything happened?
Correct.
Okay.
And just pulled around like you just did and then just stopped and threw it in there.
And what time of day was that?
That's probably about 3:30.
In the afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay. And was it in anything?
No.
Okay. In a towel or in a baggie
No.
or anything? Just
No. Just,
okay. And describe the knife to me.
It was like a hunting knife.
Okay, with a foldable blade or
No.
fixed? Okay. About
Fixed
how long?
blade. Probably about 5 inches.
Okay. Was it your knife?
No.
Okay. Do you know whose it was?
It was Courtney's.
It was hers? Okay. Do you know what brand it was?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right.
She threw it in the dumpster.
I did.
Was there any blood or anything on it that you could see when you threw it in there?
I wasn't paying attention to it.
Don't know. Okay.
I just wanted it out of my hand.
Video of Cortney's official interviews with police wasn't released, but we did receive footage of Cortney and Brad sitting inside their home while crime scene technicians combed the nearby woods for evidence after Rebecca's body was found. And I think a fair argument would be Cortney's focus seems to be on what people are saying on social media.
If I opened my phone right now, it would be blasting with people just going blah, 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 blah. And I'm sure there's pictures floating around the internet already. I hope not.
Yeah. I hope not. Oh, I'm sure there is though, unfortunately. Because people they don't have the respect that they should for that kind of thing.
I agree.
Can't they get in trouble for that? Because it is an open investigation if they post something like that.
I don't know, to be honest.
I don't know, but I'm curious. Really dumb out there has got it posted. The body of Rebecca Park, 22, was discovered along a 2-track road in Boone Township. First reported missing 3 weeks ago. Rich is in jail.
They just went and talked to him.
He's in jail. It's posted.
Okay. There again, you can't believe everything on
The
social
family
media.
has shared that the father of Rebecca's baby has been booked into the Wexford County jail, according to the family. He allegedly stated during a call from the jail that he is being booked in connection with a homicide. This information has not yet been officially confirmed by law enforcement. Additional Life 360 shows that Rebecca's sister, Kimberly Park, is currently at the... We will continue to share verified updates as they come in. Please keep Rebecca and her family in your thoughts during this time. What the...
But there again, it's social media. You can't believe everything you hear on.
Rebecca Park has been found deceased, according to her father. This is not going to stop.
No, it's not. I told you that.
No new credible information has surfaced, according to police. Tips mount with no investigation breakthroughs in Rebecca Park disappearance case. Missing pregnant woman has allegedly been found.
I don't even know why you're reading that. So I don't want to hear them reporting on things like that. I don't even want to think about it.
But according to charging documents, when detectives interviewed Cortney, she tried to pin the blame on Brad. Per the affidavit, Cortney claims she confronted Brad the day after the crime lab photographed their home. She says he launched into this expletive-laden tirade saying, "Rich messed with the wrong person." I'll read it directly, quote, "She agrees this is all a revenge plot." Cortney said that when she asked him what he did to her daughter, Bradley said, "I slit her bleeping throat, deserved it." She goes on to say that he said Rich deserved it too, and it just happened to be your daughter that's going to pay for it. Cortney said when she asked about her grandson, she said, Bradley said, "Oh, I stuck him in a cooler, stuck him in a trash bag, threw him in the trash." Now, Cortney reportedly told investigators that Brad forced her and Rebecca to ride in the truck out to the woods. She says he's the one who attacked Rebecca, that she had to make the quick decision to get a scalpel out of the truck's glove box, cut out the baby, even saying that Rebecca, who was still alive, told her to do it. So from the affidavit, it reads, quote, "Cortney said she never stabbed Rebecca. She was only responsible for trying to save her grandson. When asked if she thought she should have tried to save her daughter, Cortney said she couldn't." So Cortney claims that she had planned to turn the baby boy over to the authorities so he could be returned to his father, Rich, but when he didn't survive, he was placed into this soft-sided cooler bag. It's horrific to think about. So for now, it seems things are on hold in Cortney and Brad's cases until the court receives all the information it requested. Earlier this month, Rebecca's adoptive mother, Stephanie Park, hosted a memorial service at a local pavilion where friends and family and supporters gathered to remember this young mother. She told Up North Live, "I can't even put into words how much that's been with all the support and everybody's keeping up with the court cases and stuff, all the prayers and good thoughts and things, donations and all that kind of thing, that boys will have what they need in the future when they get older." Now, community members created a GoFundMe to raise money for Rebecca's surviving children. We're going to put a link to that in our show notes. But that's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you should get your podcasts. You can also check us out on NBC's Peacock as well. If you want to follow me, X, Instagram, my News Nation show, Jesse Weber Live, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern. See you next time, everybody.